Hey, how's it going guys? JC here. As you guys can tell by this video title, I was scammed recently. Now I know that some of you may say, well, if you're dumb enough to fall for this scam, then you kind of just deserve it. As harsh as it sounds, maybe. But I think that for all intents and purposes of this video, I just want to show you guys how I got scammed so that some of you can take it as a valuable lesson without having to lose anything, because personally it was an eye-opener for me, partly because I'm still relatively new to the dynamics and quirks of this game. The other thing worth mentioning is that there's always a small handful of bad people in this world, and you only need to just meet one of them to completely ruin your experience in this game. Anyways, onto the scam. I was sitting at the GE wearing my Bandos armor, which one of you guys kindly donated to me, thank you Ravenwings. So this scammer sees my wealth and sends me a trade showing me an insane amount, like 2 billion coins, which is a lot to me in this game. I thought, okay, and I just responded with a question mark. He asked me to follow him if I wanted that money because he was quitting, to which I responded, you should give that money to someone who needs it in free to play. I am quite well off at the moment. He then insists that he only wants to give that money to me and to follow him. At first I didn't because that was extremely fishy and dodgy, and then curiosity got the best of me. I thought, I will just deposit everything I have into the bank and follow him, so that way it's impossible for me to lose anything at all. The footage I have shown here is during the second half of the scam when I commit to it. So I do not have the full footage of the scam, but this is what happened at the very start. So for the sake of clarity, let's call the scammer person A. During this time I get a message from person B who seems to be trying to help. He warns me that person A is a scammer who attempted to scam him earlier. He then goes on to explain the scam in a lot of detail. He says that I would be given a maple shortbow and rune arrows, but the trick here is that the maple shortbow cannot use rune arrows, so I would have to bring my own adamant arrows which are then compatible with the bow. He then explains that person A failed to scam him earlier because person B was smart enough to bring adamant arrows with him, outsmarting and winning some money from the scammer. To this statement I ask, well, if his scam doesn't work, why is he still trying it? Person B replies with, perhaps it worked on others, but this scammer isn't very bright. I thought to myself, okay, fair enough, this could be a legitimate reason. I decided to play along because I was very curious how this scam could possibly work. So I played along with person A. Person B offered to give me some rune arrows before I departed for free, which I declined because I brought my own. Person A then asked me to follow him to the duel arena where I would practically just win free money off him, which I complained and asked him, like, why don't you just trade it to me rather than waste time? He seemed to ignore that message, and well, after following him to the duel arena, he asked me to put up my Bandos armor, which is worth a fortune to me and pretty much the majority of what my character owns. I did so whilst carefully, really carefully checking that the range option was enabled. I read everything carefully thinking, yeah, everything seems to be what person B has described. All the information is exactly accurate. How could anything possibly go wrong? Person A is also much lower range and combat level than me, and he is deemed to be a scammer or bad person, so foiling his plans will be great, and maybe it will stop him from ever doing any more because he's failed twice in a row. Before accepting the duel, person B asked that I share some of the spoils with him, and to that I thought, yeah, that sounds fair. He has been helping me out this whole time, and without him I wouldn't have learned of this tactic and be so willing to follow this extremely shifty person, person A. So for those who are veterans at the game and are very experienced with it, you would probably see my mistake from a mile away. But to those less experienced players such as myself, who are although very cautious and have had experience with scammers, these kind of people like me could still fall for this scam. So the most minuscule detail or quirk that I missed out on right here was this. You can disable the shield slot in arena, which to the untrained eye, someone such as myself who never PK or stake, just really getting back into the game would not notice. So what this means is that the bow that person A gave me is recognized as a two-handed weapon, and when I enter the arena, my bow gets unequipped, and no matter how much I try to equip my bow or fight back, I can't because the shield slot and melee are both disabled, and furthermore, he can see my inventory to make sure I didn't carry any weapons that deemed to be one-handed weapons that are ranged so I could use to fight back. He also kept emphasizing that I had to use the bow and nothing else in this little arrangement that he made. So what the scammer did was he carried knives, which counted as a ranged weapon, but also it was a one-handed weapon that did not occupy the shield slot, so he was allowed to use it, and the moment I realized my mistake, person B had already blocked me. You can see me trying to type "oh my god" as a response back to him, but to no avail because, you know, it counts as him being offline. Person A would eventually whittle my health down with his low level range, take my stuff and just teleport away. For the more experienced people who play this game and watch this, you'll probably right now be thinking, yep, you definitely deserve this, nothing more to see here. While, say, for those who watch my league content may think otherwise, but that's all relative, and some may even think that the amount I lost is nothing more than pocket change. But again, this is all completely relative. To me, that was something I treasured a lot, and I woke up each day excited to play the game. That drive for me just isn't there anymore as of making this video. It may change in the future, but yeah. In the end, this was a very valuable lesson learnt for me. I do not know if Jagex mods will do anything about scammers, but from what I heard, they do not. If you are a Jagex mod watching this, it would be in the community's best interest to ban these scammers that you see in the video. And if my stuff can get returned, that would just mean the world to me. Like, that would just make me so happy. But I don't expect it. I do have to mention that I used to play World of Warcraft, and in all complete honesty, in that game the scam rates are much lower, and it's very obvious why that's the case. If you fall victim to a scam or your account gets hacked, you can send a ticket to Blizzard employees who will review what has happened based on the information given to them and remedy the issue. What they do is, in this game you have a mailbox and GMs can just send lost items back to you through that. They can also recover your account and punish or ban the scammer. All of this is done within a day of posting a ticket to the GM, and in contrast, RuneScape offers the report interface, which does not give you any room to voice your concerns about what has happened, only a button to tell Jagex that the offending player was scamming. You cannot type to the mods or voice any concerns, and you would not have any indications of anything being done about it. I can see that with this system, most of these reports would just be ignored and widely forgotten just because there's so many people always just clicking the report button and just gets lost in the thousands and thousands of reports that mods have to deal with. So unless this scammer gets reported many times, he's not going to get caught and he's just going to keep scamming. I feel if Jagex mods took on the same responsibilities as Blizzard's game masters, the scam rate of the game would drastically diminish due to the fact that there is not only consequences for the actions of offending accounts, but also transferring the stolen goods to a clean account wouldn't work either because the items would just get returned to their rightful owners. Anyways, final message for this video is do stay safe out there guys, in game or in real life. I say real life because it is online and these people do exist, so they are out there scamming online. They will probably also do that in real life, and for those people out there who can potentially rob you of something far more important like organs or property, just know that if there is a stranger out there that seems too keen or too nice, just don't give them the chance to take anything that you are not willing to lose away from you. I learned my lesson and I admit I was very stupid for falling victim to this scam. We'll definitely be way more careful in the future. If Jagex mods could reimburse my stuff from the scammers, that would be so greatly appreciated, but if not, they should still get banned because hopefully the spoils that have been stolen will be deleted from whichever safe account they end up trading it to. So what I learned is do not trust strangers, even bystanders that seem to be just trying to help. Keep an open mind, but don't risk losing anything that you aren't willing to lose. Stay safe out there guys and take care. Cheers.